Another storm brewing tonight among the mounting legal trouble facing Donald Trump. On top of the 91 criminal indictments in 4 separate cases on both the federal and state levels, now a new legal challenge to his candidacy on the constitutional level. A growing number of bipartisan voices believe the 14th Amendment may lay the groundwork to remove the former president from the 2024 ballot because of his role in the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. CBN White House correspondent Abigail Robertson joins us now with more specifics. Abigail.
Well, John, the new challenges for Donald Trump include lawsuits emerging in multiple states, such as Arizona, New Hampshire, and Michigan, that seek to keep the GOP frontrunner off 2024 ballots. The legal and constitutional claim being that Trump is ineligible for office after engaging in an insurrection against the United States.
Our country needs to have a different direction and a new leader.
Asa Hutchinson tells CBN News while he supported Trump twice before, he now believes Trump is ineligible to even run this time around.
Things changed after January 6th and leading up to it, whenever he refused to recognize that we ought to transfer power in a peaceful fashion under our democracy. And to me, this was not consistent with our Constitution.
He specifically points to Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which states an elected official cannot assume office if they have taken an oath to support the Constitution of the United States, then engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the U.S., or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof.
The voters in a very difficult position. They'll be voting in Iowa, New Hampshire, and even on Super Tuesday without knowing the outcome of the cases. And it sets it up where if it's not determined early, later on he could be the nominee and there could be a lawsuit that he's actually ineligible.
Democrats like Virginia Senator Tim Kaine agree this makes a strong case against Trump's holding office.
In my view, the attack on the Capitol that day was designed for a particular purpose at a particular moment, and that was to disrupt the peaceful transfer of power as is laid out in the Constitution. So I think there is a powerful argument to be made.
2 law professors from the Federalist Society, a key conservative legal group, studied this subject for more than a year. Their research concluded the Civil War-era amendment can still be enforced today, stating it disqualifies former President Donald Trump and potentially many others because of their participation in the attempted overthrow of the 2020 presidential election.
I think they're wrong for a number of reasons.
Hans von Spakovsky from the Heritage Foundation strongly disagrees.
Donald Trump has never been convicted. He's never even been charged with insurrection or rebellion. Trying to suddenly claim that he's guilty of insurrection or rebellion in those circumstances just doesn't work.
Spakovsky also believes upcoming lawsuits to keep Trump off state ballots will not work, citing prior unsuccessful efforts using Section 3 to disqualify other elected officials involved in January 6th, such as Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene and Senator Ron Johnson.
We just had a federal court in Florida throw out a lawsuit that was attempting to do the same thing with Donald Trump, saying that voters don't have standing. They don't have the ability to even bring such a claim.
In response to claims he's ineligible to run, Trump says almost all legal scholars claim that the 14th Amendment has no relative legal basis for the 2024 presidential election and calls this another trick used to seal another election.
So, Abigail, the Wall Street Journal published an opinion piece, and it's titled "The 14th Amendment Trump Panic." They lay out some arguments against the push to use the amendment against Trump. Can you tell us more about the points that they made?
Well, John, the gist of the article is that they don't believe that under the Constitution that January 6th was an insurrection or rebellion under the constitutional terms of those words. They believe it was a riot, and they also point out something that Hans told me, and that Jack Smith hasn't charged Trump with insurrection under the Constitution. He has charged him with conspiracy to overturn the election. So basically, they do not think that the 14th Amendment clause can be used to disqualify Trump.
Drilling down on the fine points there, CBN White House correspondent Abigail Robertson. Thank you.